bunch of soldier boys had been on a long hike. They arrived in a little town called Casino. The next morning, being Sunday, several of the boys went to church. A sergeant commanded the boys in church, and after the chaplain had read the prayer, the text was taken up next. Those of the boys who had a prayer book took them out, but this one boy had only a deck of cards, and so he spread them out. A sergeant saw the cards and said, "Soldier, put away those cards." After the service was over, the soldier was taken prisoner and brought before the provost marshal. The marshal said, "Sergeant, why have you brought this man here?" "For playing cards in church, sir." "And what have you to say for yourself, son?" "Much, sir," replied the soldier. The marshal said, "I hope so. For if not, I shall punish you more than any man was ever punished." The soldier said, "Sir, I have been on the march for about 6 days. I had neither Bible nor prayer book, but I hope to satisfy you, sir, with the purity of my intentions." And with that, the boy started his story. "You see, sir, when I look at the ace, it reminds me there is but one God. The deuce reminds me that the Bible is divided into 2 parts, the Old and the New Testaments. When I see the tray, I think of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And when I see the 4, I think of the 4 evangelists who preached the gospel. There was Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And when I see the 5, it reminds me of the 5 wise virgins who trimmed their lamps. There were 10 of them. 5 were wise and were saved. 5 were foolish and were shut out. When I see the 6, it reminds me that in 6 days God made this great heaven and earth. And when I see the 7, it reminds me that on the 7th day God rested from his great work. And when I see the 8, I think of the 8 righteous persons God saved when he destroyed this earth. There was Noah, his wife, their sons, and their wives. And when I see the 9, I think of the lepers our Savior cleansed, and 9 out of the 10 didn't even thank him. When I see the 10, I think of the 10 commandments God handed down to Moses on a table of stone. And when I see the King, it reminds me there is but one King of heaven, God Almighty. And when I see the Queen, I think of the Blessed Virgin Mary, who is Queen of Heaven, and the jackanapes is the devil. When I count the number of spots on a deck of cards, I find 365, the number of days in a year. There are 52 cards, the number of weeks in a year. There are 4 suits, the number of weeks in a month. There are 12 picture cards, the number of months in a year. There are 13 tricks, the number of weeks in a quarter. So you see, sir, my pack of cards serves me as a Bible, an almanac, and a prayer book. And friends, the story is true. I know I was that soldier.
And from that, dear friends, that was the spoken word track Deck of Cards by the late great Martindale himself from 1959. The track that went to number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 5 in the UK singles chart and sold over 1 million copies. And tonight here at MVG Productions, we are joined by our cast here. Alongside helping me with this is Mr. Turd Ferguson. And we are here today to celebrate the life of one of the great game show hosts of our time, the late great Mr. Wink Martindale.
Yeah, as I said earlier, as we all get older, I'm in my mid-40s. We start to come to terms with our own mortality. My parents are still living, and when your parents are still living, you kind of still feel, a connection to your youth. But the older you get, you start to feel those strings being cut away one at a time. And a big one of my youth was cut today. I know this will be one that I will not forget anytime soon. I was on my way to take 2 of my boys to their football practice, and just was checking up on some stuff on my phone, and sure enough, this popped up, and kind of not felt the same since. Tonight was supposed to be Monopoly night in America, but I said, nah, that's not the right thing to do tonight, because my love of game shows started with this man and with Tic Tac Dough. And I knew tonight was the night that he deserved to be remembered as really and truly he's one of the last of what we would call the old guard in game shows, Brandon.
That he is. I mean, passed away at age 91 late this afternoon. I was actually getting set up to host my weekly trivia at a local bar down here, and how appropriate, at least in my case, he dies on a trivia night when he himself had done stuff like this one early in his career here. And I, along with you, Turd, feel the same way. Like watching all the great folks who were a big part of my childhood, especially Wink for all the shows that he did, but most specifically Tic Tac Dough, because I have a connection with him and to my father with that show. The fact that when he finally passed away, it does make you sort of take a minute to reflect on your own life and take a look at and realize that how short of a life that we actually all have. So we should cherish those moments and every day that we have be on this earth with our loved ones and our friends. And tonight, being that he is, I guess, considered the Duke of game shows, considering Bill Cullen would be considered the overall king because he hosted more. We want to honor this man the right way, similar to what we did when Bob Barker passed a couple years ago.
Yeah, and one of the things I thought of as I've kind of been taking the time to think about this over the last several hours is I remember how everyone was reacting when another great Alex Trebek passed away. It blew me away for how long people seemed to be struggling with that. With his passing, and that was something that we all saw coming for a good long while. But I know people, from MVG into other servers that we've got connections with. It really seemed to affect people for a solid 2 years, and to some degree, I struggled to understand it because I'm like, we've lost a lot of other really great game show hosts or celebrities that have meant, lots to our lives and whatnot. And now I won't say that I'll be in that same level of mourning for 2 years. How some people felt about Alex is how I felt about Wink.
Mm-hmm. Like, from the earliest memories that I have as a child, Wink was one of the first game show hosts I could recognize by face as a small child. And then growing up, and I said, growing up watching Tic Tac Dough, which at the time, when Wink's Tic Tac Dough was on air, it was like the big quiz show of the time because Jeopardy hadn't come back to air yet. It didn't return until like 1984. So Tic Tac Dough on every afternoon, like lunchtime, at least on, I believe it was NBC, I think the network was. Um, Carrying that show. That was like one of their big hits, and he was so successful for hosting the show for almost, I think it was 9 years. He was on there.
He went from 78 and left at the end of the season in 85 because then Caldwell took over 85, 86.
Yeah, so 7, 8 years as host there. That's a long time just for a show, for a host of a show. I mean, it, again, it's almost unheard of to have game shows on the air for longer than a couple seasons nowadays. Although I think ABC's in the process of trying to change that and get back to some more things with bringing back all these classics. But it's going to be very hard to replace a legend that was Mr. Martindale in his own right.
Well, and before we kind of get into our night tonight, I was kind of mentioning to a couple of people earlier that, it's, I think at some point we're going to wind up seeing some memes about it, but knowing that the GSN version of Tic Tac Dough with Brooke Burns premiered its first episode last night on been April 14th. I know some of you are on the East Coast, so you're already into the 16th now. I'm still on the 15th for another 10 minutes. And I know that first episode seems to have been heavily panned so far. Not a lot of people not liking it. The fact that Wink went the next day. Hopefully that's not a bad omen for the show. But at the same time, there's something to say that there's an interest there that, the most recent incarnation came out yesterday and he passes today.
At least we can live with the fact that, he at least got to see his beloved show back on air before he passed. And Lord knows, in many interviews that Wink did, he said by far that was his favorite show he did for his entirety of his career. Not just because of the long tenure, but how much he really enjoyed meeting the contestants and being a part of the crew and staff that put on such a great show. I think to properly put this in perspective, me and Turd are going to read a little bit from the article that was put out today by Deadline News, leaders of Hollywood news since 2006. It says here that Wink Martindale, one of TV's most beloved game show hosts, whose name became virtually synonymous with profession, died in Rancho Mirage, California today at the age of 91. His death was announced by a spokesperson for the Martindale family. No cause was given, but a statement said the hosts of the classic game shows such as Tic Tac Dough, High Rollers, Gambit, as part of a 74-year career in radio and television, was surrounded by his family and his beloved wife, Sandra Martindale, 49 years.
Yeah. So he was born as Winston Conrad Wink Martindale. He was born December 4th, 1933 in Jackson, Tennessee, state that I live in. He launched his career as a disc jockey in Jackson at the age of 17, then rising through the ranks of Memphis's WHBQ, where, according to his family, on the evening of July 10th, 1954, fellow DJ Dewey Phillips played Elvis Presley's debut record, That's All Right, on the radio for the very first time, playing the tune repeatedly while Martindale phoned Presley's mother and asked if Elvis could come down to the radio station. Elvis soon arrived at WHBQ for his first interview, and music was changed forever, the family statement read. He also found his own success as a recording artist, performing the spoken word song Deck of Cards that we heard earlier in 1959. And we talked about how it went to the number 7 in the Billboard Hot 100 chart and sold over 1 million copies.
Which is wild for back in the 50s. It was later that year in 59 that he moved to Los Angeles as the morning host of Boss Jock at KAJAM. Following year, he joined the morning crew at arch rival KRLA and moved to KFWB in 1962, replacing feature laugh-in announcer Gary Owens. He also had stints at several other radio stations from the 60s all the way up to the early 90s in his career. He was always a fan of radio. His additional radio credits include Hit Parade Radio and the syndicated programs of Music for Your Life, 100 Greatest Christmas Hits of All Time, The History of Rock and Roll, and the 3-hour Those Were the Days, and recent recurring appearances on The Howard Stern Show. Amongst his popular radio specials was, of course, the Elvis Presley Story in 1975.
It wasn't until 1964 when he landed his first game show hosting job as NBC's What's This Song that Martindale found his niche. He followed the musical contest show with NBC's Words and Music, CBS's Gambit, and his biggest success, Tic Tac Dough. Martindale hosted the popular and long-running Tic Tac Dough for its first 7 seasons, leaving in 1985 to host Headline Chasers, which was the first show he produced in association with Merv Griffin and syndication giant King World. Martindale also went on to host such popular game shows such as High Rollers, The Last Word, The Great Getaway Game, Trivial Pursuit, Debt, Instant Recall, and more. With his wide grin and bubbly air, Martindale rather personified the game host and became a frequent target of the Tonight Show host Johnny Carson, who enjoyed skewering the genre and its famous faces.
Yeah, in recent years, Martindale made appearances on such programs as Most Outrageous Game Show Moments, The Chase, and The Bold and the Beautiful, and appeared on commercials for Orbitz, KFC alongside Rob Rowe, and more. Um, to quote Martindale in a 2017 interview, a good host is a person who loves people. In an interview he said with the Television Academy Foundation. If you're a people person, you're naturally going to be attracted to contestants, and it's easy for you to be able to interact with those people. Martindale had a long hosting career as well. He's worked in local Los Angeles TV, hosting KTLA's American Bandstand Influence Pop Dance Party on Saturdays from the old Pacific Ocean Park Pier during the early 1960s. He also hosted dance shows for KCOP and KHJ TV. By 1970, Martindale was so recognizable as a DJ and a game show host that he married a Cheech and Chong parody on the duo's debut comedy album.
Cheech Marin took on the role of Wink Dickerson, a smooth-talking but nerdy DJ at AM radio station KRUT. Tommy Chong played the stoner MC of a multi-act concert who is tasked with introducing him, but can't quite get the name right, saying, "I'm really not into AM, man." When Chong's character hits the stage, he calls him Dink Winkerson from KRUD radio. Dink proceeds to drop a bunch of period slang in an effort to ingratiate himself to the booing young crowds as he brings on the next act, Blind Melon Chitlin. The LP reached the top 30 and went gold, launching Cheech and Chong's long career and cementing Martindale as one of the quintessential best-known game show hosts of his generation.
Yeah, but when Martindale wasn't on television, he supported numerous causes and produced and hosted annual telethons for cerebral palsy for St. Jude's Hospital, among other charities. In 2006, of course, he received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and in 2024, he was honored with the Beale Street Note on Memphis's Beale Street Walk of Fame. Not far from where in 2015 he was presented with the Distinguished Alumni Award by his alma mater, the University of Memphis. He was also one of the first inductees into the American TV Game Show Hall of Fame, received in the 1972 Gavin Radio Programming Award.
In addition to his wife, Martindale is survived by sisters Geraldine, daughters Lisa, Lynn, and Laura, a large extended family of grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and his honorary son, Eric, as well, of course, as all of us that have enjoyed and in our own ways participated in his games over the years. So tonight, of course, you'll notice on the intro, everything was quiet. I'm sure many of you were playing with your volume, trying to figure out what's going on. That was done intentionally and was in black and white. And you will notice that that will kind of be a theme when we do any commercial breaks and whatnot this evening. So don't worry, you don't need to adjust anything. It is done purposefully out of reverence and respect for him. And Brandon, we're bringing along 4 of his biggest hits tonight to celebrate his memory.
Yeah, we are, and we're going to try to honor him the best way that we know how to do here at MVG Productions, playing the games and reliving some of those memories that we enjoyed watching on TV as kids, and also enjoying the thoughts and prayers go out to Wink and his family at this time. So as sad as the day it is, we're going to try to turn this into a day of remembrance and our personal thank you letter to a man who has definitely defined mine, Turt, and Turt's childhood here, the late great Wink Martindale himself.
That's right. And tonight we will start off with one of his games that started, I believe, in 1972, and he took on through, I believe it was 1981. That would be Las Vegas Gambit. And to bring us in with that game this evening, we will be handing this over now to the host, Jose Cosres. So, Jose, it's coming to you, brother.
Thank you very much, Turd. And yes, this is the first game of 4 that we will be doing tonight. And we are going to be doing it 2v2 style. So we're going to have 2 teams of 2 contestants who are going to battle it out in this game of basically the predecessor of Catch 21, if you will. But with that being said, Winker, this one's for you, sir. Let's get the night started with some Las Vegas Gambit. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1.
From the MVG Hotel and Casino, it's the most exciting game in town, Las Vegas Gambit. And here's your host, Jose Cazares.
Thank you very much. Welcome in, everybody. Let's get this started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome into our first tribute game for the late, great Winker. We're playing some Las Vegas Gambit to start the night off. We've got 2 teams of 2 players who are ready to battle it out. So let's go ahead and meet our players for tonight's game. Starting things off on our red side. First up, we have Mr. Equals Peach with us.
Jose, how's it going?
Peach, glad to have you here on Las Vegas Gambit. I'm going to go ahead and ask this to all of our 4 of our players tonight, but what is your favorite game show that Wink has done?
Personally, I have of the 4 that we're doing tonight, I have the most experience with Tic Tac Dough. When I came into this community over here, if you will, of game show enthusiasts, Tic Tac was probably one of the first ones that he did that I was introduced to. So that's probably the one that I have the fondest memories of, if you ask me.
The one that's stuck with you the most, if you will.
Correct.
All right. Well, now go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Certainly. I'm 27 from Prior Lake, Minnesota, and I currently work as a casino finance associate. And I just have an affinity for a lot of game shows and sports recently, but tonight we're focusing on, obviously, the game shows, the ones that Wink Martindale made famous.
Absolutely. Well, Peach, you of course know you're going to have a great partner to try to help you in this game, so let's go ahead and meet him right now. Residing in the same state that I do, the Lone Star State, we welcome in Mr. Joshua Rutan.
Hi, Jose. It's good to be here tonight.
Glad to have you here as well, Josh. So I'll go ahead and ask you now, which of Wink's game shows has been your favorite that has stuck with you the most?
I don't mean to copy, but it's the one that I grew up watching at my grandparents' house here in San Antonio. Was Tic Tac Dough on the Game Show Network. There's just something about it that was just fun.
Oh, and hey, you know what? You can have the same interests. It's a free country. Nobody is going to judge you for that.
Yeah, but
right,
no,
and,
Tic Tac Dough's always been one of my favorites.
All right, and now go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I'm Joshua. I'm 33. Get it through your thick skull. I'm 33 from San Antonio, Texas. I'm a hotel night auditor at one of the hotels in downtown San Antonio. And when I am not working, I am either knitting or programming the next game show, which is always fun, especially whenever you have to bang your head for 5.5 hours just to get one thing right before even doing any graphics.
Dear God.
Yeah, that's another story. That's an anecdote for another night.
Yeah, that is absolutely something for another night. But Josh, good luck to you. And there's our red team, Peach and Josh.
Yay, yay.
All right, now let's meet their opposition. First up, on the blue team, from the great state of Minnesota, we welcome in Mr. Nels Snesrud.
Hello, I'm here.
All right, Nels, glad to have you here on Las
Thank
Vegas
you.
Gambit. I'll go ahead and ask you now, what's your favorite of Wink's shows?
I will say it had to be Debt because I watched it on the Lifetime Network.
Oh, you're okay. So Depth was the one that's been sticking with you.
Yeah.
Most interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Shut up, turd.
Hostility begins already. No.
He
All right,
started
Nels,
it.
Anyways, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
I'm 43 from Golden Valley, Minnesota. I'm a cashier in Target. In my spare time, I like to make bracelets. Also, I'm a better bowler than Scott Michaels, and I'm here to have fun.
All right. Well, hopefully you do end up having fun here tonight on Las Vegas
Thank
Gambit.
you.
Good luck to you. And of course, you've got a good partner to try to help you win the game as well. Let's go ahead and meet him. Partnered up with Nels on the blue side, we've got Mr. Doug Trovinger.
Good evening. Good evening.
Doug, glad to have you here on Las Vegas Gambit. What's been your favorite of Wink shows?
I'm going to be honest. It's one that that unfortunately did not did not sell. But, if I had to choose one, it was Top Secret.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some of those pilots on YouTube.
I mean, it was a very interesting, like, quiz show, but it also had a lot of challenges in play because you had to buy clues. So realistically, like, you didn't really win a lot of cash unless you basically like hit you hit the clue very quickly. But that was certainly one that I thought was a hell of a lot of fun. And I think it kind of like spawned in somewhat to like Blackout, I think.
Now that I'm hearing about it, it did sound like an interesting concept. But with that said, Doug, go ahead and tell us a bit about yourself.
So I am 45. I'm a small business owner in Nashville, Tennessee, and also a hockey player. I played tonight, and I put on our roster. Win for week. Unfortunately, we did not, but we had a great time, and I was actually talking to a couple of guys on my team about Wink Martindale passing.
Well, but that
So
was
this
one
one's
heck
for
of a
you,
tribute.
Wink.
Absolutely. All right, so that's our blue team, Nels Snesrud and Doug Trovinger. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into our game here. So here's how this is going to work. The object of the game is basically to build a hand as close to 21 as possible. We're basically playing blackjack with trivia involved. Yes, I know, it's a shocker. You would think that I would be saying true or false statements, that I'd be doing some kind deeds for cards, but no, we do trivia around here because that's what flies in MVG. All right, so I'm going to ask a general knowledge multiple choice question. First team to buzz in and get it right will get control of the cards. The one who's closest to 21 will win and will pick up a point. It is a best out of 3 match. The first team to win 2 rounds out of 3 will get to go to the bonus round where they have a chance to win up to $25,000 in cash.
Yay.
Now, one thing I will mention, should one of the teams make it to 21 exactly, they will get an any 21 bonus. Usually it would be $500 and increased by 500 each episode. It's not 1, but because this is a tribute episode, we're going big. The any 21 bonus for this game is going to sit at $5,000.
Okay.
Okay.
So if one of you teams managed to get 21 exactly, you're picking up $5,000 apiece.
A piece.
Yeah, apiece. I've got the budget. I can give you all $5,000 apiece.
Okay.
unless you'd rather split it, but I digress. In any case, first card we will go ahead and reveal.
Come on, ace.
So let's go ahead and pull it out.
Ace or face? Come on.
We start off with a 9. All right, so
we can work with that, right, Doug?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here is the first question for control of the 9. Hands on your buzzers, players. Here we go. You both have the same buzz and inputs. Here we go. Won, yen, or dollars? What's the official currency of red side?
Oh, I buzzed early. Yen.
Of Japan. It is yen.
Oh,
my goodness,
you lucky SOB, Josh.
This is why he's a
so
teammate.
So now, you gentlemen have a decision to make. You can either keep that 9 or pass it to the other team. What do you want to do?
I think we got.
Yeah, I think we got to keep it. I think we're in
Nine's a
agreement. We're
good
going to
card.
keep it.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to
That's
keep it?
fine.
Confirmed?
Confirm.
All right. So the red side gets that 9. That's what they start out with. Now from here on out, each card will be face down. And we will not reveal it until one team correctly answers the question. Here's the next one. Morocco, Yemen, or Algeria? Which of these countries is not in the continent of Africa? Red team again.
Algeria?
That is incorrect. So I believe in this situation, the red team would get, or the blue team would get a chance to steal. So Nels and Doug, is it Yemen or Morocco?
I'm
Yemen.
thinking Morocco, but what do you think?
I think Yemen.
Okay, let's go Yemen.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, Morocco. Yemen's in Asia.
Okay. I think we should take the card, don't we, Doug?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just think so.
you guys have the decision. You can either keep the card or force it to the opponent.
We'll
You're gonna keep
take it. We'll take
Keep
it.
card confirmed.
And the card you have chosen to keep is a 4.
Okay. Okay. We can
All right.
work with that.
This being said, it is back to it being open season. Here comes the next question. All right, let's take a good look here. Japan, China, or South Korea? Where does sushi come from? Blue side.
Japan. I'm
No,
thinking
I think
Japan.
South Korea, I believe. South Korea.
Red side. Is it Japan or China?
Your guys are gonna kick yourself. I thought it was Japan. What are you thinking, Josh? I wanna
They
say
said
Japan.
they confirmed South Korea. I'm pretty sure it's Japan too.
Okay,
so-
yeah, Japan.
Yeah, Japan.
That is correct. All right, red side. So now it's decision time for you.
I
You
am
wanna
mad
keep
that you
the
beat me to the
card?
buzzer.
Do you want to keep the card or pass it to the blue side?
I think we take, right?
I think we take 2.
Yeah, we take.
Gonna take
Watch
the
it be
card.
a
All right.
crappy card.
The card you are taking is a 7.
Oh.
So that is going to put you guys at a 16, and now this option is open. Would you like to freeze?
Don't be a wuss.
Okay, let us consider it for ourselves. Okay, Nils.
So it's a 5 or less. Our number. There's only been one card taken out of the situation so far. I feel like we should keep playing, but I'm also like we could be hesitant and freeze as well too.
Well, a 16 against a 4 in normal blackjack, you would freeze on that. Because if Nels and Doug get it, there's a chance that they pass it to us. We would not be able to freeze on that in that scenario.
Yeah. So yeah, I think freeze.
I think freeze too, because in
Freeze,
order to win
confirm.
this round, they gotta get 2 questions, at least 2 correct.
Yeah, I think we're confirmed for the freeze.
Yes, freeze.
Okay, that's fine.
So Pete and Josh are now officially frozen at 16.
That's fine.
Nels and Doug, there are no ties in Gambit. You have to get a 17 or better to win the
Yeah.
round.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, do keep in mind, you have to answer consecutive questions correctly. You make one mistake, the red team automatically wins the round. Here comes the question for the two of you. Ernest Hemingway, Stephen King, or F. Scott Fitzgerald? Who wrote The Great Gatsby?
Repeat the choices, please.
Ernest Hemingway, Stephen King, or F. Scott Fitzgerald?
I think it's F.
Yes,
Scott
Hemingway.
Fitzgerald.
I'll let you go, Nels.
It's F. Scott Gerald.
And that is correct.
Okay, come on,
You
give
know
us.
what I was thinking of the boat that was in that song that sunk, or no, it was the one that sunk in Lake Erie, I believe it was.
Yeah. So
All
come
right.
on,
Let's take a
give
look
us-
at the next card.
give us a 3. Give us a 3.
It's a 3.
Yes. Okay.
So that puts you at a 7. Still
Yeah.
have to get this next question right.
Yeah.
And here it comes.
Okay.
Chicago, Seattle, or Miami? Which of these U.S. cities is called the City of Winds?
Chicago.
Chicago.
It has to be Chicago. Final.
Right again.
Come on. Give us the 10.
Tenor a face card.
Come on,
And Nels
10.
and Doug win the round.
Come on.
Deal the next card. A 3.
Ooh, okay.
That'll
That still
put you
works.
now at a 10.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Still in a good position, but you still have to get another one right.
Yeah.
Here is the next question. The stomach, the kidneys, or the liver? Which of these organs of the human body is responsible for the secretion of bile?
Repeat the choices, please, Jose.
The stomach, the kidneys, or the liver?
I think it's
Which
the
organ of the
kidneys
human
and the
body
liver.
is responsible for the secretion of bile?
Okay, I'm thinking liver.
Yeah.
In agreement?
Yeah, let's try
I'm
liver.
agreeing with the liver. Yeah.
You got it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
Fate of the round could come down to this next card.
Yeah, come on,
The
please.
ace could give them the catch. The ace could give them the 21 bonus.
Well, that too. We won 5,000.
Is there a
Steal the
5
card.
card trolley in this round, in this game?
Here we go. Let's steal the card. It's a king! The blue side wins the round! Congratulations, Nels and Doug. You have picked up the first round of the match. You win one more, you win the game.
I thought we were done after Doug second guessed me on the sushi question.
It happened.
Side, it is not over yet. You could
It's
tie
only
it up.
game 1.
But folks, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will have round 2 here on Las Vegas Gambit. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this here on this tribute for the Winker. Well, welcome back to Las Vegas Gambit. Nels and Doug, the blue team, have taken the first round of the match. They win one more, they are the winners, and will get to play for $25,000, but of course the red side can still tie it up. All right, so we are starting a brand new hand. Let's go ahead and deal out the top card. Another 9. All right, so that's the first card y'all are playing for. Here comes the first question. $10.66, $12.15, or $14.92. The red side?
Come on, Josh.
$14.92.
Incorrect. The question for the blue side. In what year was the Magna Carta signed? 1066 or 1215?
What are you thinking, Nels?
I'm thinking 12:15.
I'm thinking 12:15 too. So 12:15.
And that is correct.
So, Doug, question.
So blue side, you have the 9. Do you want to keep it for yourself or give it to the red team?
Should we be generous and give the red side the 9 again?
I think we
Or should
keep
we?
it.
You want to keep it?
Yeah, we'll keep it.
We'll keep the 9.
You want to keep it. All
Yep.
right, so that 9 goes to your side of the board. That'll give you 9. And from here on out, the cards are going to be face down.
Yeah. What was your question, Nels?
I was going to say give the red team the 9, but we'll take it.
Okay.
Answer
Anyway,
your
go
buzzers,
ahead,
player.
Jose.
Here comes the next question. Hydrogen, oxygen, or nitrogen? Which of these elements is used to cool and freeze red side?
Nitrogen.
Used to cool and freeze food. It is nitrogen.
Good anticipation.
All right, red side. Decision's yours. Keep the card or pass it to the blue side.
Well, I knew there was such a thing as liquid nitrogen, so that was why I chose that.
I think we take it.
Yeah. If it's a 10, we stop them from getting a 19.
Yep.
You want to keep
We'll
it?
take it.
Yes, please.
Let's deal out the card. A 9. Oh my God, that's the third 9 we've had. In
You
the
get
deck.
your own 9. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So we have a 9 tie right now. Here comes the next question. Hands on buzzers. The Red Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, or the Caspian Sea? Which sea lies between Asia and Africa? Blue side.
I'm thinking Red Sea.
Red Sea.
Red Sea.
Is it the Mediterranean or the Caspian?
Between Africa and Asia, you said, right?
Between Asia and Africa, correct.
Asia and Africa. Well, I think the Mediterranean is actually between either Europe and Asia or Europe and Africa.
I think it's the Caspian. I think
You
it's
think
the
it's-
Caspian.
Okay. I agree with that. We'll go Caspian.
Caspian Sea. Would you believe me if I told you it was the Mediterranean, according to my card?
I
No, not
believe it.
really.
It's between Europe and Asia for the Caspian.
Okay.
So unfortunately, nobody gets control. But we just try another question. No, not a problem. You didn't have to fact check because you know some of these sources sometimes. All right, here's the next question. Kidneys, pancreas, or stomach? Which human body organ is responsible for secreting insulin? Blue side.
Pancreas.
No, I'm thinking kidneys.
No, for insulin.
Okay, pancreas.
And you are correct.
Okay. Good dog.
All right, blue
Yeah,
side.
I did.
Keep the card or
I
pass it.
worked in a thyroid and
Okay.
a thyroid
So,
and diabetes office for like 3 years. We'll
All right,
take
blue
the
side.
card.
Keep it or pass it. Keeping it.
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Take it, please.
All right. And
Come
the
on,
card
10.
for you
Come on,
is
10. Come on,
Give him a
10.
3.
a 10.
Yes.
Now
we'll
you have the
freeze.
decision. Do you want to freeze?
Oh yeah,
Freeze.
we'll freeze. We'll freezing. I'm a little chilly right now.
Blue side has frozen at 19. All right, red team. Remember, no ties in Gambit. You got to get a 20 or 21 to beat them and tie up this game. But of course, miss one question along the way, and Nels and Doug are going to win the match. Here is your next question. Venus, Earth, or Mars? Which planet in the solar system is known as the planet of love?
Well,
Venus.
Mars is a red planet. I don't think we call Earth a
Earth
planet
is
of love.
it's got to be Venus. The Greek
Venus.
god. Yeah, Venus. We're
Venus.
Venus.
It's correct.
Just give us an ace.
You are hoping for an ace.
Oh
It's a tie of the
no,
game.
I will not like that. One bit. I will not.
Deal the card.
Or a deuce. I'll take a deuce as well.
It's a jack.
Ah, dadgummit.
Okay, now we'll take an ace or a deuce.
Yeah.
Again, no ties. Need an ace or a deuce, but you got to get this next one right. Iron, tin, or silver? What chemical element is used in the production of steel products?
Steel. I think it's iron.
Yeah, it's iron and carbon is what makes steel. So yeah, we're in agreement with iron.
Iron.
You are correct again. All
I
right.
can't take this.
It's going to come down to this. If this card is an ace or a deuce, we have a tie game. Anything higher than a 2, and the blue team wins the
Come on,
match.
please.
Deal the card.
Come on.
It's a 5 red side. You have busted, and the blue team wins the match.
Good game, Peach. Good game, Josh.
Good game. Good game, Fluffy. Not 1990s Fluffy.
Nels and Doug, congratulations. You two are going to be moving on to the bonus round for a chance to win up to $25,000. You'll be playing that in just a moment. Agent Josh, you kept it competitive all throughout. You two should not be hanging your heads down low. It was a good battle all throughout. Did you two have fun here on Gambit?
Yeah, I had a good time.
I'm a little sad that I lost to Nels.
Oh, don't worry. We'll beat 1990s Fluffy one of these days.
You don't like to have anyone leave out of here empty-handed, so for the both of you, we're each going to give you $1,000 for coming out here and joining us on our tribute episode. Give it up one more time for Equal Speech and Joshua Rudin, everybody.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay, Peach. Yay, Josh.
All right. Folks, we're going to take one more commercial break, but when we come back, Nell Snesrud and Doug Travager are going to be playing for up to $25,000 in our bonus round. We'll be right back after this here on Las Vegas Gambit. All right, everyone, welcome back to Las Vegas Gambit. We are here with our winners, Nell Snesrud and Doug Travager, winning the game 2-0. Gentlemen, I will let you know right now that for winning the match, you each have picked up $2,500 so far.
Yay.
So, guaranteed to walk out here with at least something. But are you two ready to see if you can pick up $25,000 more?
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to try.
All right, then let's get to our bonus round. All right, so if the structure of this bonus round looks a little familiar, it's because we are using the Catch-21 bonus round, and the reason being is because the actual bonus round that was used for the actual show Gambit is very similar to a future game that we're going to be playing here in this tribute. So with that being said, this is basically the Catch-21 bonus round. We know how this works. One card for each of these three hands. So let's go ahead and deal them out one at a time. First up, we have a 9. Oh my god, again with the 9s.
Did we cut the cards?
It was all shuffled and cut during the commercial break. We took care of everything. Don't worry. This is a new deck. This is a brand new deck. Yet somehow, despite all the shuffling and cutting, we got a 9. Next card, an 8.
That's a little better. That's a little better.
And finally, a 7.
9, 8, 7. Okay. I wonder if 6 going to come up next.
Apparently, this game wants to ring in the new year. All right, so as with the Catch 21 bonus game, you know that the object of the game is to catch 21 exactly. If you can do that in one hand, you're going to pick up $1,000. If you catch 21 2 times, that money's going to jump up to $5,000. But if you are able to get all 3 of these hands to 21 on the money, you are going to pick up $25,000 additional dollars to go with the $2,500 you won in the upfront game.
Okay. We got this, Doug.
Now, you of course can stop and walk away with the money if you feel you're getting dangerously close to busting. As if even one of these hands busts, you lose everything you've accumulated with the exception of the money you won at the upfront game.
Okay.
Now, we get to the element that can keep you alive here, the power chips. Each one allows you to get rid of a card and change it if you don't like it.
Okay.
And by default, here on this particular software, you get 3 of them.
Okay.
So use those wisely. With that being said, those are the rules. Are you two ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Then let's play the Gambit Run 21 bonus round. All right,
Give
so
us the-
take
give us
a look
the
at these
3.
3 hands. We need a deuce, a 3, or 4 to put any one of these hands in an 11. Let's deal the next card. It's a 4.
So hey Doug, should we put that with the 7?
Yeah, put it in the blue row, please.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got an 11 on the blue hand. Just need a 10 or a face card in that one for $1,000. We also have to see a 3 or a 2. Let's deal the next one.
Well, we'll take it.
A queen.
Well, we'll take that.
Blue
We'll
row,
put that on
please. Yeah.
the 11,
row.
please.
Blue hand converts to a 21, and you've got $1,000.
Okay.
1 down, 2 to go.
Okay.
We need a 2 or a 3. Deal the next card.
Come on, please.
A deuce.
We'll play that on the
Row,
9.
Let's do the row. Get red.
The
Red.
red hand.
Yeah, we'll play on the 9.
And we have another hand at an 11.
Okay.
So we would now a 10 or a face card is worth $5,000. We would also love to see a 3. Let's deal the next one.
True, yeah, but
A 5.
okay, Doug.
Wait.
Doug,
Yeah.
I think we should chip it.
Yeah, I'll chip it.
Yeah, we'll chip it, please.
Using the first power chip, getting rid of that 5. It
Yeah.
goes away. You're down to 2 left. Still want to see a 10 or a face card for $5,000 or 3 for that green hand.
Come on.
Deal the next one. A 2. Ooh. Okay,
I
what do
said
you want
we
to do
put it on
here?
the green.
Huh?
Put it on the,
Put on where?
put it on the green, the 8.
Yeah, let's put it on the 8.
Gonna put it on the 8.
Yeah.
I'd
So
rather
that'll
keep
put
the
it at a 10.
Yeah.
So now we know the cards that you need to get the 25,000, but first we got to get to 5,000. Ace,
Yeah.
10, or face. Deal the next card. A jack.
Okay, we'll play on the 11, please, Jose.
And you have now gone up to $5,000.
Okay. Doug, we can do this. We just need an ace.
All right,
We can
gentlemen.
do the three
You have
cards.
at most 3
Three-
chances
Yeah.
to get that ace. You are in great position to win this $25,000. Is the next card an ace? Deal it. An 8.
I say we
Lay it on
chip
the
it.
10, put it in 18 or chip it.
I'll
I say
chip
we
it.
chip it. Chip it.
Chip
We'll
it.
chip it.
All right. Second power chip exhausted. You have 1 left.
At least two. At
You
least 2
need to
chances.
see that ace for 25,000.
Come on, ace.
Deal the next card.
Come on, ace.
A 4.
Okay, Doug. I think we could play on. We could play on the 10, make it 14. There's only been
Yeah,
1 7 now.
14.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll play on the 10.
Gotta play it on the 10.
Yeah.
All right. So now, this is the point where I will go ahead and ask you now, and I'll explain why in a second. You two have $5,000 right now that you can each take and walk away with. You would have $7,500 for the night,
Yeah.
or you can risk it and play on. Do keep in mind that if you decide to go on, you would have to play a card in that hand before getting the opportunity to walk away again. Because remember, power chips are not stop chips. They only allow you to get rid of cards, but they don't allow you to stop. You have to play something to stop. So it's up to you, gentlemen. Stop with the 5,000 and walk away, or risk it and play on.
I say we risk it.
Oh, you want to risk it?
For the biscuit?
I don't
Let's-
think.
Well, remember, it's a card we have to accept. So if
Yeah,
there's
this
two
is
fake
true.
cards,
Yeah,
then we
but
buy and lose.
there's only been 1-7, only 2 face cards. So
That's what worries me. There's still plenty left.
well,
I say we take the money.
I'm a gambler though. Oh,
Agreement.
we'll take the money.
Yeah, let's take the money.
Gonna
Yeah,
stop with the 5,000?
Yeah,
I
stop.
didn't want to, but
We're doing it for
All
win.
right. Well, congratulations, you two. You just won an additional $5,000 apiece. Well done.
if it's a 7, I'm gonna be livid. I'm gonna be mad. And I'm gonna be sick to my stomach.
All
I'll
right,
just
so
think I'm
let's
like-
go ahead
Tell me
and
how you
find
really
out and
feel.
play the what if game here. What would have happened had you decided to play on? Was the next card a 7? There was already one on the board. Deal it. Oh my God.
Are you kidding?
Y'all would have had it.
Doug?
You didn't even need that last power chip. You would have had $25,000.
Doug?
No, stop, Nels. Don't slice my tires in the parking lot.
Well, I told you we should have went.
Hey, look at it this way.
Yeah.
You may not have won 25,000, but $5,000 is still not chump change. In
No.
addition to the 2,500 you
Every
picked
500 we'll
up for
take
winning
it.
the match, you both walk out of here with $7,500 each for the night, which is still not a bad total at all.
No.
Hey, we thank you both for playing in this first
Yep.
game of the tribute. Enjoy that money.
Thank you.
All right, folks. So that is going to wrap things up here for Las Vegas Gambit. We are done with our first game of the 4 in the tribute. But stay tuned because this is just getting started. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to move on to our second game of our Wink Martindale tribute. You do not want to miss this one. We'll be right back after this here on this tribute for the Winker.
a sea of bills?
Then it's time to play Debt. That's right, it's the game show where you, three of our contestants here, are debt-laden Americans just like you, compete to have us pay off all their bills and walk away with absolutely nothing. Now let's meet today's contestant.
Doubts that.
Sure, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Scott Michaels, and I'm in debt because computer chairs love to break on me.
Hi, I'm Kyle Hershon, and I'm in debt because I have too much faith in my baseball team.
Hi, I'm James. I am in debt because I take too much vacation trips.
And now, starting at host, the Crown Prince of Credit, the Duke of Debt, Brandon Scott.
Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate y'all. Welcome in here, guys, to Debt as part of our Wink Martindale tribute show tonight. This is one of his big quiz shows he hosted after his time on Tic Tac Dough and Trivial Pursuit. This is one aired on the Lifetime channel. Never done this before here on the channel, so this is a first here, and it seemed only appropriate to do it here tonight on a night where we are tributing the late great Wink Martindale himself. So now that we've met our contestants and figured out why they're in debt, let's get right to our game, and let's start off by taking those debt amounts, which you can see are quite a significant amount of change there, and let's average it out to the average debt of the day, which is $7,970. So yeah, we're going to be paying off somebody's debt here today. We're hopefully find out which one it's going to be here by the end of our program. So let's get started off here with a toss-up worth $1. That's right.
$1.
Yes. $1 toss-up here. Question, you get it right. You take $1 off your debt, and we will begin our game with you. So, hands on buzzers, players, here it comes. American film actor, director, and former mayor of Carmel, California, that had a famous quote line that said, "Go ahead, make my day," is who? Scott.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, incorrect. Kyler James.
Ooh, I did. Yeah.
Last time, it's Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
yeah.
How did I lose $2?
Well, because you were wrong. I don't know, but let's see. We'll fix it here once. Here we go. Let's put it that way. There you go. $1. Fix it.
Yay.
All right. Let's try another dollar question here for the
I got you $1.
here between all three of you. What is said to be the best medicine? Kyle.
Laughter.
Laughter is correct, sir.
Yeah, there's a dollar. Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Death is non-existent anymore. You win.
That's all right. See, folks at home, this is the first time working with the software. That's like, yeah, figure things like this were going to happen. So,
We're live.
Real.
I know. This is just where it's going to go. So, let's see. There, and put it back. And nope, it's completely broken. All right. Yay! We fixed it. It's all right. We can give me 1 second here. I will fix that one more time here for you.
Kyle, you cannot get out of debt that easily.
Yeah.
Try harder, you're gonna see your bills.
While I am fixing this, let's talk to our contestants here real quick. Kyle Hershon with us here.
Yes.
From New York City. Kyle, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yes. When I'm in New York City, I am a writer for a major television station, and I take part in sports betting a little bit too much.
And that's why you're here to help you pay off your gambling debts, I see.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Well, welcome to the show. Good luck to you. Scott Michaels here. from the great state of Wisconsin. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I am a college student in my final semester. That's other debt that I can't bring here. Yeah, like I said, college student, part-time convenience store worker. No, Amy, stop. Avid or going to be an avid bowler again. Love game shows, love video games, the whole hoopla.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, good luck to you here today on that. And James, coming to us from Louisiana. James, tell us about yourself.
I'm an assistant manager by day, referee by night. And this game show is the first time I've seen Wink Martindale on TV, and I always loved this game. I just hate the fact how why it was got canceled because too many men watch Lifetime apparently because of this.
Really? That's the first time I've ever heard that being the case here for it. So, huh? All right. So I believe we get this all. There we go.
Yay!
All right. See,
Yes.
all fixed up there. Well, glad to have you all here. Let's get right into our game of dead. Of course, you got to answer questions in the categories that we're going to show you. Each category will have 5 amounts on it. We'll play through each category till we've eliminated all the cash amounts before we go on to the next category. And whoever has the most debt still accumulated by the end of this round will be eliminated. So let's see who's going to be advancing on between all of you. But let's start by revealing our categories we're going to be using for this first round of debt, and they are the following. We have general knowledge.
Woo!
Let's have some salad.
Yeah.
So nice, they named it twice.
Woo!
Right on cue.
Yeah.
We're striking gold.
Woo woo!
All right, Kyle, since you won the toss-up question, you get to pick the category first. Which one are we going to start?
Let's have some salad.
Have some salad. All right. All right, salad's going to be the category. What amount are we starting with?
Oh, let's start with $50.
All right, $50 on Let's Have Some Salad. Here comes your question. In a traditional Cobb salad, which type of cheese is typically included among its many ingredients? Kyle.
Cheddar?
No, incorrect. Scott or James? James.
Blue cheese?
Blue cheese is correct. Well done.
God damn it.
All right, where to now?
$100.
$100 in the same category here. What sort of cheese is customarily served as part of a Greek salad? Kyle.
Feta.
That is correct for $100 for you.
Yes.
Select an amount.
150, please.
150. The embarrassing thing that is the salad dressing is outgrossing my films, Paul said of what company that he co-founded? Kyle.
Newman's Own.
Newman's Own is correct for 150.
Nels, can you put on some headphones? Your feedback. There you go.
All right. Kyle,
200.
200 there. Schizophasia is a symptom of what neurological disorder more commonly known as blank salad? Kyle.
Word salad?
Word salad's correct. 200 off your debt. Last one.
250.
Yep, last one for 250 now. What salad of bulgur, wheat, onions, tomatoes, parsley, and mint is a classic dish of the Middle East? Yeah, we were looking for tabbouleh. Tabbouleh is what we're looking for there. Or tabbouleh, sorry. Thank you. Butcher the pronunciation sometimes. All right. We are through that category, and Kyle, you have the last correct answer. So where are we going now?
Right on cue.
Right on cue. There it is, and it's our detonator.
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Producers determined this is our toughest category on this board, so the dead amounts have been doubled. We can take off $100 to $500 per question on this one.
Oh
so,
shit!
I said, man, did someone put an earthquake in? Didn't they tell me to hold on to my podium?
yeah, surprise. Anyway, Kyle, where are we starting?
$100.
$100 here on this question. All right. In mathematics, what is the term for a result obtained from the division of one number by another? Scott.
The quotient.
Quotient is correct. $100 off your debt. Selection amount.
200.
For $200. What is the name of the large muscle located on the front of the thigh responsible for flexing the hip and extending the knee? Scott again.
Your quadricep.
Quadriceps, correct. $200 off your debt. Where to?
3.
For $300 here. What video game character beginning with Q was licensed by Sony for appearances in Wreck-It Ralph and Pixels? Scott again.
Hubert.
Hubert's correct. $300 more. All right, where
4.
to? For 400. In horse racing, what is the term for a bet in which you choose the horses that will come in first and second in either order? We were looking for a quinella. Quinella is what we were looking for there.
That
All
thing.
right. And now for the $500.
Boom.
Who the big dead on this one? What is the only national capital city in the world whose name begins with a Q? James.
Qatar?
Nope. Sorry, that is
Nope.
incorrect. Kyle.
Quebec?
Nope. That is also wrong. Scott. I'll take
No!
That was after the buzzer. I'm sorry. We were looking
Dang it.
We were looking
Keto.
for Key2. Yeah. Key2.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we are completely done with that category. We go back to the board now. And Scott, you had the last correct answer. Where to?
So nice. They named it twice.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
All right. Where to?
Let's keep up with what we've been doing. 50.
All right, for $50 in there. Some of the tricks of what string toy are Walk the Dog, Sleeper, and Around the World? Kyle.
Yo-yo.
Yo-yo's correct. $50 for you.
$100.
For $100 there. What type of joke always explicits the response, who's there? Kyle again.
Knock knock.
Knock knock is correct. $100 for you. Where to?
150.
All right, for 150. What island in French Polynesia known for its scuba diving is surrounded by sand-fringed islets and a turquoise lagoon protected by a coral reef? Kyle.
Bora Bora.
Bora Bora's correct. 150 for you. Well done.
200.
All right, for 200. All right, what Simon Le Bon led 80s pop band took their name from the villain from the film of Barbarella? Kyle again.
Duran Duran.
Duran is correct. 200 there.
250.
And now finally for 250 here. What's the more common name of Esmenia trubloba, North America's largest native edible fruit, not counting gourds?
Oh my god.
We were looking for the pawpaw. We were looking for the pawpaw. All right. Well, we're through 3 categories, 2 to go. Kyle, it's your selection.
Striking gold.
Striking gold on this one. All right. What amount are we starting with?
50.
All right. 450. Question there. Hand of Faith, a 60-pound gold specimen discovered in Australia in 1980, was fittingly exhibited at what Las Vegas casino? Kyle.
Luxor.
Nope, incorrect. Scott or James? James.
Fucking Caesars.
No, that is also incorrect. Scott?
I can't think of it.
All right, we're looking for the Golden Nugget. The Golden Nugget.
Oh.
Casino there. So sorry about that. Kyle, where to?
$100.
$100 clue there. The world's largest single gold storage facility in the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank vault is located in what city? Kyle.
Fort Knox. Oh shit.
No, incorrect. Scott or
Darn
James?
it.
Oh.
Nope. The U.S. Federal Reserve Bank is located in New York City.
Oh come on. New York City.
Yep, Kyle. I think you might have to get the rope on this one. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Where to,
Good
Scott?
job, pal.
150, please.
All right. Kyle for 150 says, what figure skater's rivalry with Tanya Harding was chronicled in the 30 for 30 episode, The Price of Gold? All right, we're looking for Nancy Cardigan. Nancy Cardigan.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. Who's left?
200.
For 200 here. Although gold has been found on every continent, almost half of the gold ever mined came from what African country? Kyle.
Nope.
Took too long. Sorry. Scott or James? James.
I put myself more in the hole. South Africa.
South Africa's correct. There you go. 200 now. And now final clue for 250 here in this one. What silver state accounts for almost 80% of all the gold mined in the U.S.? James.
Arkansas?
No, that's incorrect. Tyler Scott. The silver state in question was the state's nickname, which is Nevada. Nevada. All right, down to one category left. We have general knowledge. James, how much are we starting with?
50.
For 50. Under general knowledge, here it comes. All right, for $50, players, which nursery rhyme character is said to be married to a woman who could eat no lean? Kyle.
Jack Sprat.
That's correct. $50 off your debt.
100.
For 100 now. The dromedary were military units in the late Roman Empire that traveled on what desert-dwelling animals? Scott.
Camels.
Camels is correct. $100 off your debt. For
250.
For 250. Going all the way to the end of this one. For 250. What Russian chemist developed the prototype version of the periodic table in 1869? We were looking for Dmitry Mendeleev.
Mendeleev.
Yep. Scott, 2 clues left.
200.
For 200 here. What destructive event in Norse mythology takes its name from the Old Norse for fate of the gods? Scott.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok is right. For 200 off your debt. And now for the final clue for 150 here. What Iraqi president ordered the invasion of Kuwait in 1990? Kyle.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein is correct. And at the end of that round, as we look at the scores, Scott is in the lead with minus 7,086. Kyle's in second with minus 7,734. And James, unfortunately, you have the most debt, sir, and you will not be moving on to the next game, sir. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'll take my $200 bond in the debt piggy bank.
Well, we're going to account for inflation here. We're not going to give you a $200 savings bond. In fact, we're actually going to give you a $500 savings bond.
Yeah.
Coming in third place here, and our thanks for playing. So give it up for James Doe, everybody.
Yeah, I just love debt.
Yeah, it was a great show. Thanks for playing. You have been there. It is. But when we come back, Kyle and Scott are going to battle it out in some gambling debt and see who's going to go on for a chance to get their debt completely paid off when we come back right after this. Stay with us.
I don't like being in debt, but I love the show debt.
And now let's get deeper into debt with Brandon Scruggs.
Thank you, Jason. Welcome back to Dead, everybody. After our first round here, Kyle's still with us here with $7,734 of his debt remaining. Scott is down to $7,086 of his debt remaining. So we're going to see how much they're willing to gamble as we go into round 2 of our game, which is called Gambling Debt. Here's how it works. I'm going to show you guys a category. You're going to bid back and forth of how many of the 5 questions you can guess correctly. If you can do that, we'll take those amounts. If you can complete that, we will give you the amounts accorded for it. And let's see. Trying to remember, there's like one part of the rules I know I'm forgetting. All right. If you make your bid, we give you that score to the player. If your player misses your bid, the score goes to your opponent. Whoever has the least amount of debt after this round will go on to the get out of debt round, where hopefully they can walk away with absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Whee! Cable.
Yes. All right. We're going to start with Kyle. Since you're behind, we're going to show you the first category, and then you tell me how many of the 5 questions do you think you can get correct here. Our first category up in the gambling debt round is 2010s pop culture.
I think I can get 4.
Ooh, going for 4. All right. Scott, can you ace all 5 of them?
It's early, Kyle. Prove it.
All right. All right, Kyle, you've got get 4 out of the 5 of these correct, and you will. Again, if you miss the question, the money goes to Scott. So here we go. As soon as I can get to that point in my book here.
He can afford to make one mistake, but if he makes 2, it goes to Scott.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so Cal, here we go. Here's your first one. All right, Kyle, first question. Who voiced the genie in the 2019 live-action version of Aladdin?
Oh boy. Wasn't wrong. Oh god. Will Smith.
That is correct. You got one down, 2, 3 more to go. Get it. On the next one. What Major League Baseball team won the 2016 World Series, thereby ending a 108-year championship drought?
The Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs, correct. You got 2. You need 2 more here. Next up. What 2010 video game developed by Rockstar San Diego is set in an open-world Western environment?
Oh my god. Red Dead Redemption.
That is correct. Just in time. All right, you need 1 more here to get the money. All right, for the win, I think this is worth $750 off your debt if you get this.
300.
Oh, it's 300. Oh yeah, first one's 300. Yeah, I'm thinking something else completely. All
Nice
right.
job.
Again, I was sprung on this at the last second. The fact that I got material put together is mildly impressive in an hour and a half. So, all right.
Nice job.
Work with me here. All right, question 4. Known for a brief history of time, what renowned theoretical physicist passed away in 2018?
Stephen Hawking?
That is correct. You get $300.
Yeah.
All right, so $300 off your debt brings you down to $74.34. All right, let's go on and clear this out and go to our next category up. It's a pirate's life. It's a pirate's life. This is worth $400 off your debt. And since Kyle got that last one, Scott, we start with you.
I can do 3.
All right, the bid's at 3. Kyle, can you do more than 3?
I can do 4.
He's going to go for 4. Scott, you want to do all 5?
Prove it.
All right. All right, Kyle. $400 off.
Arr.
That here is the first question under the category of It's a Pirate's Life. First one is this. What was the name of the one-legged pirate in Robert Louis Stevenson's novel Treasure Island?
Blackbeard?
No, that is incorrect. We were looking for Long John Silver on that one. Long John Silver. All right, so that costs you 1. You have to get the rest of these right, otherwise Scott's going to get the money. All right, here's your next question. Edward Teach, better known by this name, spurred violence relying instead on his fearsome appearance and stylized facial hair to strike fear into his victims.
Blackbeard.
That was the time for Blackbeard. You're right. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. Here's your next one. Today, the largest city in the Bahamas, it was a haven for Caribbean pirates in the 18th century. Where was it?
Nassau.
Nassau's correct. That's 2 down, 2 to go. Here's your next one. This man, branded by the Spanish as a pirate and known to them as the Dragon, was the first English captain to circumnavigate the globe. Who was it?
Oh my god. I don't know.
We were looking for Sir Francis Drake, and for that, Scott, you get the money. Well done.
Yay! Oh no, my headphones.
There we go. We'll take it off. Take it off the board there. You're down to 60. This next category is take $500 off your debt. The category for this round. Oh, it's the old MVG grab bag. Guess who's back? Back again. All right, Kyle, you missed out on that last one, so we start with you this time.
Tree.
Says the bid of 3. What do you think? Scott, can you do more than 3?
4.
He's going to go 4. Kyle?
5.
Ooh.
Oh, going to go all 5. All right. All right, Kyle, you kind of need this one to keep yourself in the game here. All 5 questions out of the old grab bag. Here's your first one, sir. The Earth's crust and lithosphere are broken into these whose movements against each other cause earthquakes. What are they?
Faults.
No, I'm
Oh
sorry.
no! Tectonic
No.
plates.
Yeah, we were looking for tectonic plates there, unfortunately, and I'm sorry for that, Scott. You get the money.
No.
Oh, I felt that one as soon as you said it, Kyle. I just went, no.
Yep, down to 61.
I regret going all 5.
Yeah, going down to 61.86 there. Gotta take the 500 off of Scott's score.
You already did.
Okay,
Yeah, we
cool.
did.
Sweet.
I'll take
All right.
another 5 though.
I will happily give it to you, but you'll have to put. I'm gonna give you a little bit more, but you have to win this next category here, which will take $750 off your debt. Which, let's see, mathematically, if you don't get this, Kyle, I don't think you can win the round.
No.
So you kind of need to get this one. But here's the
I
category
need it.
we're going to be dealing with. It's Adam Sandler films.
Oh.
Yeah, Adam Sandler films is the category here. And Kyle, we start bidding with you.
5.
Whoa.
Going all the way with it. All right. All right, Kyle. It is all yours. You need all 5 of these in order to get it. Otherwise, Scott is going to go on to the get out of debt round. So here we go. First first question under Adam Sandler films, sir. Taken from the titles of two of his most popular films, what is the name of Adam Sandler's production company?
Happy Madison.
And that is correct. One down, four to go. Here's your next one. Burt Reynolds co-starred in what 2005 remake with Adam Sandler playing the role originated by Reynolds in 1974?
Longest Yard.
That is correct. Three more to go. Here's your next one. Adam Sandler has made cameos in The Hot Chick, The Animal, and Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, all written by and starring which of his SNL co-stars?
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider's correct. Two more to go, and you're still in the game. Next up, what 1994 crime comedy starred Adam Sandler, Brendan Fraser, and Steve Buscemi as band members who try to get a radio station to play their demo tape?
Airheads.
Airheads is correct. One more to go, Kyle, and you stay in the game. Here it comes. Adam Sandler was talked up for an Oscar, which he failed to materialize, for his work as a fast-talking New York City jeweler in what 2019 drama?
Oh my God. I think that was Uncut Gems.
That is correct. You got all five.
Oh, fucking hell, dude.
Done. 750 off your debt goes. You're down to 66.84. Well done, sir.
Oh.
Kyle breathing a sigh of relief as we go now to the final question. This is
I just shit my pants.
Jason, can you grab some toilet paper for Kyle, please? Thank you.
I need a diaper.
On it.
You're not wrong about that. All right, this final category here is worth $1,500 off your debt here. The category we're dealing with this time is in the 1980s. In the 1980s. All right, Scott, we start with you on this one.
Let's go 3.
All right, says the bid of 3. Kyle, what do you think?
Prove it.
Oh,
Prove it. All right.
I get questions in this round. What?
Yes, you have to answer a question or two. On
Because I
this.
want a break.
All right. All you got to do is get 3 out of the 5 of these, Scott, and you'll not only lose the $1,500 off your debt, you'll be going on to the get out of debt round. So here we go. First question in the 1980s. Clara Peller became a household name in the mid-1980s after she appeared in Wendy's ad campaign saying what 3-word catchphrase?
Where's the beef?
That is correct.
I was going to kill you if you didn't get that one.
2 more to go. Here's your next one. What 1987 film, now a classic, featured a sword fight between the characters Indigo Montoya and the Six-Fingered Man?
Oh God. The Three Musketeers?
No, we were looking for The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride. is what we're looking for. All right. It's okay. You still need 2 to go. You got 3 questions left. Here's your next one. What year of the 1980s saw the television debuts of both Baywatch and The Simpsons?
1989?
That is correct. 1989.
Damn it.
1 to go, Scott, to win the game and move on to the get out of debt round. Here it is. By the mid-1980s, many critics thought that the band Aerosmith was through until a surprise collaboration with what rap group brought them back to the top of the charts. For the game, name them.
Oh God. Run DMC?
That is correct. You got it.
GG.
Good game.
Well done. $1,500 off that. And at the end of our round, Scott with minus 46.86. You're moving on to the get out of debt round.
Woo!
Hey, Jason, I know it's your job, so what do I get?
See, now you're taking my job. What are we doing here, people? What are we doing? Anyway, Kyle, do
Does this show
appreciate you
become-
playing. Thank you so much. And Jason Myers has a lovely party gift for you. Jason.
Oh, sorry, Kyle. We're not going to pay off your bills, but we are going to give you one of our debt piggy banks along with a $2,500 savings bond. Spend it all in one place.
All right. Till then, Kyle, we got to say bye-bye. Bye for now. And when we come back, Scott Michaels is going to get a chance to see if he can work his way out of debt and walk away with absolutely nothing. We'll do that right after the break here on Debt on this special tribute to the late, great Wick Martindale.
And we're back to see if Scott Michaels can get out of debt with the help of our main man, Scrubsy.
Thank you, Jason. Welcome back here. Scott Michaels, congratulations, sir. You have made it to the final round. So far today, you've managed to take away $3,299, knock it off your debt. But now here's your chance to get completely out of debt and walk away with absolutely nothing and pay off your entire amount of $7,702. And we do it by playing a little game we called Get Out of Debt. I'm going to show you a category here for this final round. That category is today. Everybody knows. These are common general knowledge questions that everybody should know the answer to. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to try to give me 10 correct answers. If you can do that in the time allowed, we will pay off your debt of $7,702. And then after that, we will talk about what happens next, because you could possibly walk away with that same amount of cash. But first, you got to pay off your debt, and you got 60 seconds to do it. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, the clock will not start until I finish reading the first question. Best of luck to you. Here we go. What is ornithology the study of?
Birds.
Correct. What are the bumps on the tongue that help tasting food called?
Buds.
Right. What do zombies eat?
Brains.
That's correct. What kind of liquid is used to moisten and store contact lenses?
Pass.
All right. What relation is your mother's brother to you?
Uncle.
Right. What substance covers the ground at the beach?
Sand.
Right. This slow animal raced against a fast hare and won the race. What kind
Turtle.
of animal was it? Right. Sticky liquid from a tree used to make maple syrup
Sap.
is called what? Right. What sound is often follows lightning?
Thunder.
Right. What is a hole in the road needing repair called?
Pothole.
Right. A small adhesive squares that cost money and are needed to send mail are called
Stamps.
what? Yes, you got it!
Yeah, you did it. Dad, you did that. Dad.
Well done. 5 seconds left, and sir, you have just paid off your debt.
Yay!
All right. All right, so now, Scott, comes the ultimate decision. You can take your $7,702, walk away now debt-free, or you can risk it and bet your debt on one more question from a specialty category that you chose before the show. And that specialty category is the plot of Stranger Things. I have a question here that, if you get it right, is worth $7,702 more added to your winning. If you get it, you double your money and you walk away with that much in cash. However, if you miss it, you go right back to debt where you were, down in the hole, $7,702. So the question is to you, do you want to bet your debt or walk away with what you have now?
Yeah, it's scary when you're actually in this position of debt free, can get out of here. But you know what? For Wink tonight, let's go for it.
Going for it. All right. All right. This question is for $7,702. If you are right, here it comes, sir. What was the name of the ice cream shop that debuted during season 3 of Stranger Things?
You are Ships Ahoy.
And you just won. Congratulations.
You did it. You did it. Oh my God, Dad. You did that. The thing.
Yours. Yours.
Congratulations, Scott. You just won $15,404 here. How are we feeling?
Beat it.
I can buy a good gaming chair.
I think you buy a little bit more than that. So again, thank you so much for playing. Thank you all for continuing to watch here. We're going to take another commercial break and come back. We got more tribute games for the late great Wink Martindale right here on this special tribute here at MVG Productions. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Dad! Oh my God, Dad! 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 Dad!
If you're having credit problems, there is help. Many organizations offer free counseling services. To find an organization near you, check your local telephone directory and their counseling services.
Too much effort,
I,
Dad!
th- I thought we had to call 1-800 Third Law.
Dad! Dad!
Uh-oh.
Are we still live?
You're alive.
Oh no.
Turd.
You know, with the amount of times Turd has done it, I think the decision on Lawrence falling asleep needs to be reversed to let him back into games.
The following is a test of the emergency turd system. This is only a test.
There it is.
Yeah, we'll be right back with more of the Wink Martindale tribute right here. Stay with us.
You're live.
And welcome back to tribute to
Happy
a
as
great and late host, Mr. Wink Martindale. We are now going to bring you another one of the games that he was well known for. This version is actually a reboot. It was first hosted by Alex Trebek. Eventually rebooted into the format you know, and hosted by Wink. So, who objects to more stuff? No, just let's play the game. Here we go.
And now, a game of high stakes, where every decision is a gamble, and every move can be your last. High rollers! And now, here's the man with all the action, Travis Martindale.
Why, thank you there, Mr. Turd Goss. Again, can't do a great show without Turd Goss, our announcer. Welcome to High Rollers. And that's enough of that.
Say, Wink is turning over in his grave as we speak.
Right.
Hey, you know, I'm sorry. I had to have a little fun. I'm sure Wink doesn't mind everybody having a little fun.
No,
It's not at your expense, Wink. Sorry. But we got a great game on hand, and we got two great players that are going to play this game. So let's meet them both. We'll start with our player on the left. Sign up first, Neil Sternitsky.
Hi, Travis.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Well, a little worse for the wear with all the news.
Yeah, I've not only been hearing, there's been just Wink, and then, some of the other members have had some other, I guess, terrible links to go with today. So there's just not one bit of bad news. It's been multiple bits. So
Yeah. Well, some of it is kind of personal for me because April 15th also would have been my dad's 66th birthday if he was still around.
Well, I'm sure he's around in spirit with you in some way, and I'm sure he'll guide you to good luck throughout this.
I sure hope so, and you never know. The two of them might be sitting down somewhere right now having a conversation with each other.
Absolutely, and just they're gonna talk about all the great things that happened on in life, and this could be one of those great moments. So let's put on a great show, right?
Let's absolutely do that.
All right. You want to meet your opponent?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's meet Feud Hedgehog.
Hello.
How you doing, Feud?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, it's been, I haven't met you really too much, so if you just want to give a quick, brief description about yourself, we wouldn't mind. If you don't, that's all right.
All right, I'm Feed the Hedgehog. I'm a game show, want to be a game show expert. I host some shows. I do it. I'm not sure if I say advertise or something, but I don't want to do that anyway. But I host some shows. I'm a question white writer. I'm a musician, and yeah, that's all.
And then before we start, for the both of you, a question. We'll pose it to you first, Feud. Out of all the shows that Wink has done, which is your most favorite or memorable?
So, I guess High Rollers.
Oh, well, Lucky to be on the set then. How about you, Neil?
Well, I gotta go with the one I remember watching the most growing up, and that was on Game Show Network. That was Tic Tac Dough.
Absolutely. Lots of great memories from both shows. Debt for
Actually,
me
no, with
personally. Yeah, it was Debt for me personally on Lifetime a little bit after, just right after Supermarket Sweep. What a great show. We'll spend some other time on that one later, but we got a game to get to, so what do you say we play?
Yay.
All right. Let's do it. And to play the game, we have prizes that go in 3 columns, and the prizes for column 1 look like these, players. We have a Jeep Compass Sport, $20,220. His and her snowboards, $1,520. To add to that, a 46-inch 3D LED LCD HD TVD, the ABCD XYZ.
The Scrabble TV.
The Scrabble TV, $6,747. Also a washer and dryer, $3,198. And finally, a trip to Palm Springs worth $2,600. Transpose, flip, flop, yeah, you know. That column is worth $34,285. Prices in column 2 look like this. We got a T-Mobile MyTouch with 1 year of service, $1,930. A trip to Africa, $31,800. Get a load of that. We got a living room group, a 40-inch 3D HD TV. Thank goodness for not a bunch of letters, and a year of Netflix, $5,135. A steam shower, $6,485. And that totals, in column 2, $45,350. Lastly, in column 3, we have a dining room group, $10,393. Treadmill, $1,399. And, short column, it's worth $11,792. And the board is worth $91,427 if someone can knock off all the numbers and win the game. And now we need some numbers. So, I don't know, I say number 3, but here we go. That's not happening. Column 2, guys. Column 2 is our hot column, and a roll of 10 will win you that $45,350 in prizes. Before we start any of that, though, let's just make sure that they actually work. So, Neil, hit your buzzer. Cool, and, yeah, Hedgehog, you hit your buzzer. I didn't tell you to hit it yet, but sure, it obviously works. So here we go. Question 1 of the Night of High Rollers will begin something like this. Berlin, Paris, or London? The U-Bahn is the name of the Underground Railroad system in which European city? Somebody hit something?
I did.
I thought I heard that. It didn't work. Try again. In caps lock? Try it. We're off to a lovely start in here.
Travis, make sure you're clicked on the game window.
I am. Yeah, that button definitely works. Hey, Neil, why don't you give me an answer?
Berlin?
That's correct. All the rolls are good, so you can roll. I mean, you could pass if you want to. I don't see why you would.
No, I'll roll.
All right. Whenever you say, we go.
And wink.
You start off with a 7.
Let's do 7 by itself.
7 by itself off the board. And here we go. You know, just in case. We'll break this out like we used to in the. Nope, that one's dead, so that doesn't work. I may have to get the line in the Studio One game chat. We haven't done that in forever. Sure. Let's go. Try this question, guys. How is America's National Railroad Passenger Corporation better known? Yeah, see that? It ain't working. Hey, Neil. I know that was you. Amtrak?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're right. All rolls are still good, so what do you want to do?
I will roll.
All right. Call it out.
I'm surprised nothing else is breaking right now. Wink.
Don't say it too loud. And it's a double. Get you a marker, and, well, how you going to take it off?
I don't know. I'm going to think about this for a while.
Maybe you
Too
should
bad.
ask Christopher Rahaman.
Yeah.
Two by itself.
Yes, two by itself.
All right. You say you can't roll a one with two dice? We know someone who can. And let's go to the next question. All right, players. What color is the main text on the Alitalia airline logo? Oh. Yeah, see, you know what? We'll find something. Neil.
Total guess, red.
No, sorry. It's green.
Dang.
You got a chance. The 2 is technically bad, but still all the rolls are good because if you get a 2, you just get a marker. So you're gonna roll, and whenever you're ready.
Okay. Wink.
He's copying you. He got a 4 though.
Join the club.
How you want to take that off, feud?
I don't know. Shoot. 6.
I'm sorry, what?
6.
The numbers have to add up to 4.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is cool.
I could do the 4, or I could do the 3 and the 1.
The 3.
The 3 and the 1?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go with the next question, players, and we have a line in the Studio One game chat, so if you focus your attention on that, although I don't think it's going to matter at this point. Whenever you're ready to signal, just go ahead and type in your response, and then whoever buzzes in first obviously gets the answer, but we will go with the next question. In what century was the New York subway opened? Neil.
19th?
No. Actually, the 20th.
I knew it. I knew it.
Well, you didn't buzz in, and he beat you anyway. So, but you do have control.
I did.
Bad rolls are 3 and 7. Do you want to roll with those bad rolls, or do you want to pass? If you roll a bad roll, you lose the round.
I'm gonna roll.
You're gonna roll? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Roll.
Got a 5.
Okay.
Looks like there's only one way for it to come off, so say it.
5.
There you go. We're having fun here. All right. Next question, players. In which city is Australia's busiest airport? Neil.
That's Sydney.
Yes, it is. That's correct. You have control of the good rolls 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12.
I do have the insurance broker, so I will roll.
All
My
right.
buzz is not working for some reason. The heck?
Well, we'll talk to you with that. Yeah. Neil.
And wink.
You got another double. It's a 4.
Cool. Yeah. 4 by itself.
4 it is. All right. Hey, Feud. You are so for the buzzing in, since the hack box is not working, we're going to the Studio One game chat in Discord.
Ah.
Do you see the lines in there?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So whenever you think you know it, whoever I see first, that's who gets it. So just type in the word buzz in there, and then whenever you think you know it, just hit send it, and then yeah.
All right.
Are you all good? Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. Thank you, sir.
All right, here we go with the next question. Liza or Lorna? Which of Judy Garland's daughters were born first? That's Feud.
Eliza.
That is correct. 6, 8, 9 are the only good rolls. What do you want to do?
Vote.
You want to roll with 3 good rolls? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Roll.
Good luck. And you got an 8.
Okay, I'm gonna pick an 8 then.
All right, here we go. You've got the column and $34,285. I know that was like, wait a minute, what? Sorry. But Feud, you only get to keep those prizes if you win the match or if you win this game. All right.
Okay.
So we'll table that for your side. We have 2 good rolls left. We won't talk about that, but we'll talk about this next question. Players. And that. Players, in what section of the orchestra would you find a marimba? Feud.
Oh. Section of the orchestra. The chords.
That was the percussion section.
That's where. No, I thought. What was the part with the clarinets and trumpets?
That it's not in that section. That's the woodwinds.
Oh.
And the trumpets are in the brass. So those are all Neil, pass or play?
If it's any consolation, I had the answer right anyway. but I'm gonna pass.
All right, makes sense to me. Feud, you need to roll a 6 or a 9 to stay in the game.
Okay, roll it.
Oh, no, 11's not gonna do it, and Neil, you won the round.
Yay!
And I just realized 6 and 9 are there.
Yeah, we don't try to reference that too much, but Neil, you've won 1 game, didn't win any prizes, so we give you $1,000 as the minimum. And we got another game coming up, so let's get that game loaded up right now. Prizes in column 1, they're all still the same. The Jeep, the snowboards, the HD TV, washer dryer, and Palm Springs, all worth $34,285. Column 2, the My Touch, still the same, with the African trip, living room group, and TV and Netflix, steam shower, elliptical trainer. That total $47,350. Lastly, in column 3, we're going to add a price to that column. We have The dining room group, $10,393. We have a treadmill worth $1,399, and finally we are adding this. A 55-inch plasma HD TV, and that is worth $2,297. Total of column 3, $14,089, and a board value of $95,724. Let's see how the numbers line up for game 2, players. Good luck. And we have 2 hot columns.
Ooh.
Column 1 with the boxcars gets you $34,285. And column 3, you can roll a 9, $14,089 worth of prizes. All the rolls are back good again. So we continue round 2 with this next question. Players, what type of creature is Patrick in the TV series SpongeBob Feud?
Starfish.
If you say it so many times, it only is still correct after the first. Which is the answer we accept. Yes, starfish. All rolls are good. Do you want to pass your? Well, yeah, you're rolling. Why?
Yeah, I'm rolling. All right, I'm gonna roll it.
All right, start you off with a 3.
Okay, you know the obvious. I'm gonna pick a 3.
No, I don't know the obvious because there's 2 options. But 3 comes off. Deletes that hot column. You can still get the one from 3. And here we go, players, with your next question. How many consonants are there in the alphabet? Neil.
21.
Correct. Roll or pass?
I'll roll.
All right. Go ahead.
And wink.
Got a 6.
I'll do the 6 by itself.
All right. Here we go with the next question, players. All right. Players, what word can mean both to put in hock and a chess piece?
We don't know that one.
Time's up. Pawn. Sorry about that. Here comes another question. All right, players. The Zeppelin is what type of transport? That's feud.
Plane transportation.
One more time.
Plane transportation.
Don't think I can take that. It's an airship.
Oh.
Yeah. Wasn't sure what you said, but it didn't sound like airships, so no. Neil, all the rules are good, so off you go.
Okay. Wink.
And you've got a 5. Couple options.
I'll do the 5 by itself.
All right. 5 comes off, and we have another question for players. Ooh. Players 6, 7, or 8. How many children were there in the TV series The Walton Feud?
6.
7.
Why do I get so close to the answers?
Well, they were all one off, so I guess, yeah, you would be close. Neil, you've got control. So here we go.
Eh. And wink.
You've got a 6.
I'll do the 4 and the 2.
All right. Clear off a bunch of good numbers, and you've cleared off the number 1 column, and you've got those prizes.
Yay. Yeah, for now.
For now. Yours to keep if you win the game, but we got another question, and we've got some danger on the board. 1, 7, 8, 9 left. So here we go. All right, Anne Boleyn or Anne of Cleves? Who did Henry VIII marry first? That's feud.
Cleves?
No, Anne Boleyn.
Oh.
All right, Neil, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are the only good rolls. You can't leave the one on the board, as you know. Pass or play.
Yeah, a lot of those are very common too. Tough spot. I'm gonna pass.
Oh
Right.
boy. And
Feud.
you're gonna let me lose.
It
Alright.
comes down to this. You gotta roll a 7, 8, 9, or 10 to stay in the game. Anything else, and Neil is our champion and moves forward to the big numbers.
Roll it.
It's a double. Unfortunately, you don't get to keep that marker because it's a 2. But
Oh.
you're still in the game.
I'm gonna pick
And we
a
will-
1.
No, you. I'm gonna add another list to the. I'm gonna add another person to that list, people.
Christopher Hammond's on line 2.
That's right. We're gonna ask you if you to roll the dice again.
Alright. Alright. I am. Look. Why isn't
One
it
more.
rolling?
Okay. Why is it rolling? It's an 11. I'm sorry. And that means, Neil, you have won the game and you are the champion.
Yeah. Good game, feud.
Good game, bruh.
We'll be back to talk with you in just a moment, Neil. Feud. What can I say? You definitely put forth an effort. Unfortunately, the luck just didn't work out with the dice in this game. And a great person once told me, you can either be lucky or good.
Alright. And there's something I want to say.
Yes. What would you like to say?
This is the first time I played this game.
Well, I would say for a first time, you've done pretty well. Even though you didn't get a round win under your belt, I think you did great. And I only have one question. Would you play it again?
Extremely, yes. That's an extreme yes.
Glad to hear. Everybody give it up for Feud. All right. We're going to have a commercial break on our hands, but when we come back, Neil will go for $100,000 in the big numbers. Wish him luck. Can he do it? Find out when we come back from High Rollers. We'll be back in just a moment. I don't understand. Thank you. All right, we're back here on High Rollers. Neil Sternitsky's won our main game. Won both rounds back to back. $35,285 cash and prizes. And now he's got a chance to add $100,000 to his score. Are you ready to do it?
I certainly am.
Gonna give you the golden dice. If you knock off all 9 numbers, that money is yours. We'll pay you $1,000 for each number you knock off. If you cannot do it, you'll get the insurance marker for doubles. And I'm gonna hope that you roll as many as you can. Best of luck.
All right, here we go. Wink.
You got a double.
Nice.
Start off with a 6.
All right. Let's get it out of the way. We'll do the 1 and the 5.
1 and a 5. All right. Start you with $2,000, and let's get another roll from you.
And wink.
You've got an 8.
Let's do the 8 by itself.
All right. 8 comes off. Next roll, please.
Wink.
Trying to add to the insurance marker, we have a 7.
Let's do 7 by itself.
7 by itself. All the rolls are still good. 1 insurance marker. Another roll, please.
Wink.
It's a number 3.
It have to be the 3 by itself.
Yes, it does. 4 numbers left. 5,000 in your bank. 1 marker. Let's get another roll.
All right.
Bad rolls are 3, 5, and 7.
All right. Wink.
Unfortunately, that's 3. I'm going to take that marker from you. You're still in the game. You can still win it. Got a lot of good rolls. Let's see one of these.
All right. Come on. Let's get a good number here. Wink.
And you got a 9. Yes.
All right. I'll take the 9 by itself.
Yes. Get the big one out of the way. All right. It is simply like this. You have 3 numbers up there, but you can clear it in 1 roll. If you can roll a 12, $100,000 is yours.
Wouldn't that be something? Rolling box
It would.
cards right now.
Come on.
Let's do it. Everybody's think boxcars. Come on.
Come on. Let's do it right now. Wink.
Oh, it's a 3.
I guess Wink just likes Jason's tree today.
Yeah, I mean, there's good significance. I don't get. You get the 3. We're gonna shake down the tree, and we're gonna give you 6 numbers, $6,000.
Yeah.
Add that to your front game winnings, and you leave with 30. Well, you add 35,285, so your grand total is $41,285 cash and prizes. Everybody, give it up for Neil Sternitsky.
That was a great game.
And that's High Rollers, and I hope you enjoyed this part of the Wink Martindale tribute. We have another commercial break, and when we come back, the game you probably know him most, the game he's most well known for. The game of strategy, knowledge, and fun. Tic Tac Dough is coming. And it's right after this break. We'll see you on after this. Right, don't go away.
Welcome back, everybody, here to our remembrance tribute to the late, great Wink Martindale. I am your next host up, Mr. Turd Ferguson. We have got our final game of the night here. It is what got me started in game shows, and I know Brandon has said the same thing. The wonderful Tic Tac Dough. And this would be, if I'm not mistaken, the MVG debut of the Ryan Morris updated software that had a lot of time and effort put into it to make this thing as accurate of a representation as possible, to add as much into it as we could. So we are not going to hold this up any longer because I know that we would like to see the back of our eyelids by hopefully 3:15 this morning. So
well, we would love to, but we'd actually love to actually see the board.
That's true. Yeah.
It's going to make it really hard to play unless they're all watching the stream, which they could be.
I mean, yes.
Just to benefit our players here.
Of course, benefiting the players, always a good thing. All right. So now with that, let's do it. Nope. And here we go.
Live from Grandma's Studios inside MVG Productions with everyone's favorite game of 17 hours and fun. It's Tic Tac Dough. And now here's your host, a man who can't fluctuate in one go. It's Turd Ferguson.
Woo! Thank you very much there, Brandon Scruggs. Absolutely an honor to have you being my announcer there after I was able to be the announcer at times for your last season of Tic Tac Dough. Everybody, it is great and also very somber to be here with you on this evening. I know that many of you that have been a part of the watching the Barry and Enright Cup, you have seen us use the other Tic Tac Dough software, but it's time to get back to the Turd's Tic Tac Dough version of the software, the Ryan Morris software, and very, very excited to be able to use this here this evening. So we are not going to hold this thing up any longer. We have got two players. Of course, since this is a one-off, we don't have a champion. We've just got two challengers, and Brandon Scruggs are going to introduce us to them at this time. Brandon, to you.
Certainly. First off, our next player comes to us from Boost of the Team With a great trigger, with reading, please meet Bobby Bailey. And Roman from Better Louisiana. He's better with voice acting. Please meet Jason Myers. Or excuse me, full name Jason Jarrell Quantavious Myers III.
Yes.
I go by many names, apparently.
Yes, and the names are growing longer and longer by the day. So we will, of course, start traditionally with our ex-player, Mr. Bobby Bailey. Bobby, welcome to Tic Tac Dough. I know you were excited to be here.
Yes, it's a pleasure to pay tribute to Wink Martindale and be on the stage of my favorite show of his.
Yeah, you fit right in here. That is a thing that myself and Brandon share as well. This was the show that started it all, and even to this day, although there's been some others that have gotten close, this one has always been held near and dear to the heart when it comes to favorite game shows. So I know you said it's your favorite game. When you look back at the time, remembering watching him host, was there anything, any moments or anything that stuck out to you about whether it be his hosting or maybe memorable contestants or anything of the sort?
The memorable contestant has to be Tom McKee since he made the record. And a memorable, or I should say a series of memorable moments of Winks are some bloopers, one of which was when he mispronounced the word orangutan as orangutang because he'd never seen the word in print.
Yeah, I think that's happened to all of us that have done any level of hosting, that sometimes we come up on a word and we don't want to seem like that we're struggling with it. So we'll just run right on through it and then go back and go, oh my God, I can't believe I pronounced it that way. So it most certainly happens. So Bobby, go ahead and just remind everybody, since it may have been a little bit since they've seen you, what it is that you do for a living.
While living off my savings from a previous job, I'm an online college student majoring in proofreading.
All right, so when it comes to trying to make sure to pay attention so things don't get messed up, that's right in your wheelhouse. So we wish you the best of luck here tonight as you take on this opponent here. This man, if those of you that have watched the season 1 of Turds Tic Tac Dough may remember him vaguely, as he was on a 24-game winning streak when that season came to an end. That streak is not on the line tonight, as this is all about remembrance. So welcome to the stage, Mr. Jason Jarrell Quantavious Myers.
What's up?
Well, so I guess the number one question that I would have for you right now, Jason, is are you currently still sitting in your seat, or have you slowly slid down into the floor underneath your desk?
I was in a vertical position before this show started, but now I'm sitting up.
Okay, so you were vertical, and now you're somewhere between horizontal and diagonal then. So that the work, once again, works out for this game. 24-game winning streak. I know a lot of people that are watching remember that. Now that you've had so much time in between when that last episode was originally filmed, where do you kind of sit at? How does it sit inside of you knowing that you had that long of a winning streak?
I would say to this day, I still can't believe it, but the reality has sunk in that it is a thing. And I'm just anticipating the next series whenever it starts, and the first opponent that's gonna try to stop me from getting number 25. I just look forward to it all.
Yeah, and that, of course, whenever that does come around, who knows, it could happen in the fall. It may not be until 2026, but I can tell everybody there will be a second season, and it's closer now than ever before. So we definitely look forward to that, and that you will have that chance to win your 5th brand new car when that time comes around. But tonight here, going up against Bobby, I know that's got to feel like a tall mountain to climb.
Indeed, Bobby's no slouch in the trivia world. His knowledge is way more vast than mine, so I'm looking forward to the competition.
Well, and as we know, a lot of times that comes down to what the categories are. So let's get into our game. Good luck to the both of you as we get started with our game. As we said, of X's and O's, our players are going to be trying to get those 3 in a row, whether it be horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. Of course, all 3 of those positions Jason has been in tonight. And they are going to do so by answering trivia questions, and they're going to be in these categories: Wink Martindale, Double or Nothing, Spirit of 76, Elvis, Potluck, Rock and Roll, Sports, The Grand Question, and Television. You may notice there that all of those have some sort of connection to Wink himself. So, with that being said, we are ready to get into it. Bobby, go ahead and make our first selection this evening.
Potluck in the center.
All right, potluck in the center. So, of course, as you know, Bobby, this is going to be a 2-part question since it is our center box. And with that means it's a little harder to be able to get the correct answers for. So we are going to give you extra time to think about that one. So let's get you a 2-part question here in potluck. Let me get something pulled up here for you. And we will go here. All right, so here comes your two questions. Question 1, what part of the armed forces was started in October of 1775 and began to be used as defense against the Barbary pirates? Second part of your question, who led the American Expeditionary Forces during World War I and is the only person to be promoted to General of the Armies? All right, so with all that finally out of my mouth, here comes your extra time to think about it. All right, Bobby. So the first question I asked you there, what part of the armed forces was started in October of 1775 and began to be used as defense against the Barbary pirates?
Coast Guard?
No, I'm sorry. All right. So, and unfortunately, the correct answer to that one was the U.S. Navy. And then the second question there about who led the American Expeditionary Forces, that was General John J. Pershing. All right, so a little bit of a tough start there. And we're going to move over to Jason as we shuffle the categories. All right, Jason.
Let's try rock and roll in the center.
All right, rock and roll in the center once again. Two-part question for you, and you'll get some extra time to think about it. So let's get you a question in rock and roll. All right. Question 1. Dwayne Allman and Barry Oakley were both killed in 1971 and 72 respectively from crashing their motorcycles. What band were they members of? Question number 2. What song did both Little Eva and Grand Funk Railroad have #1 hits with in 1963 and in 1972 respectively? Here comes your extra time to think about it. All right, Jason, your first one. Dwayne Allman and Barry Oakley were both killed in 71 and 72 respectively from crashing their motorcycles. What band were they members of?
The Allman Brothers.
That's correct. And for that center box and $300 added to the pot, what song did both Little Eva and Grand Funk Railroad have #1 hits with in 1963 and 1972 respectively?
Locomotion.
And you got the center box.
Okay.
All right. $500 is added to that pot. Of course, and I said 300. It's actually 500 here. 250 are for the outside boxes. All right. So now we're going to shuffle for Bobby. All right, Bobby, over to you.
Let's go to Wink's friend, Elvis.
All right, Elvis in the upper left-hand corner. Let's get you a question all about
Ooh.
All right. All right, here's your question. Name the song with the lyrics, "We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby."
Suspicious Minds.
Suspicious Minds is correct. You got the box. $750 is in the pot now. Once again, we shuffle. All right, Jason, back over to you.
Go with the grand question.
All right, the grand question. This is one of our red categories here. Jason, get this question correct, and you're going to add $1,000 into the center pot. So here comes your grand question. Jason, what is the only continent to have no deserts?
Europe.
And we're adding $1,000 to the pot. $1,750 is in that pot now, and we're going to shuffle. All right, Bobby, big decision here.
Elvis for the block.
All right. You're going to need to get this question correct in Elvis to be able to have the horizontal block of Jason. Here comes that question. Bobby, what was the title of Elvis Presley's very first film? So for the horizontal block of Jason, name this film.
Love Me Tender.
And you've got your block.
Nice.
$2,000 is in our pot. We shuffle. All right, Jason, where to next?
Well then, gotta go with the man, the myth, the legend, the Winker.
All right, Wink Martindale in the upper right-hand corner. Let's see what we've got here for you. Jason, what 1980s game show did Wink Martindale host where contestants tried to identify popular slogans and logos?
Headline Chasers.
And you've got it. $22.50 is in our pot now. Got a heck of a game going. We shuffle. Bobby, back over to you.
Rock and roll for the block.
Rock and roll in the bottom left-hand corner. Once again, you're going to need to get this question correct in rock and roll to be able to have that diagonal block of Jason. So let's give you a question in rock and roll. Bobby, what British rock group of the 1960s and 1970s had big hits with Bus Stop, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress, and Jennifer Eccles? So for the diagonal block of Jason, name this British rock group.
The Hollies.
And you've got another block. $2,500 is in the pot. We shuffle. Jason, back to you.
Still paying tribute to the man, the Winker.
All right. Once again, Wink Martindale here in the lower center. Let's get you another Wink question. Jason, at the beginning of the run of Tic Tac Dough hosted by Wink, what network hosted it before it became a syndicated program?
CBS.
And you got another box. $27.50 as this box feels. Wonder what's going to happen next as we shuffle. All right, Bobby, back to you.
Once again, rock and roll for the block.
All right, rock and roll, upper center. You need to have this question correct here in rock and roll to have a vertical block of Jason, and that will wind up leading us to a tie game. Bobby, I want you to finish this rock group's name. Kenny Rogers and the blank. So for your vertical block of Jason, finish that group's name.
The New Christie Minstrels.
No, I'm sorry. First edition. First edition. I'm so sorry there, Bobby. Game's not over yet. $27.50. We shuffle. All right, Jason.
Television for the win.
All right, Jason, you get this question correct in television. You are going to be our champion, and you will have $3,000, and you will move on to play in our bonus round. So let's get you a question in television. Jason, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Playhouse 90, or The Twilight Zone? Which of these anthology series had as its theme song theme based on a funeral march of a marionette? So for Tic Tac Dough and $3,000, give me the series.
Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
And you've got Tic Tac Dough.
Good game, Bobby. Jesus.
That right there was one of the best games of Tic Tac Dough I have seen in a long time. Congratulations to you there, Jason. We'll be back to talk here in just a few moments. But first, Bobby, you gave Jason everything he could handle and more. It just came down to one question. How are we feeling?
Although it is disappointing to lose, I'm still grateful that I got a chance to make a tribute to Wink Martindale. Now I'm 1-1. I won a Jeopardy Alex Trebek tribute game a few years ago. So in wins and losses, I'm now even in terms of tributes.
Well, hey, we are definitely glad that you got to participate with us in this tonight. You did a fantastic job. $750 in consolation money coming your direction. Thank you so much for participating with us in this tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Bobby Bailey. Jason, $3,000 there. I don't think you've got a lot to fuss about right now.
I'm not fussing at all.
But I'm sure you want to take a little bit of a breather, and we're going to let you do that before we get this thing ready to go home and put that pretty pink bow on it. So we're going to take ourselves a little commercial break. When we come back, Jason's going to go up against Fluffy to see if he can win some big bonus cash right here on Tic Tac Dough. welcome back here to Tic Tac Dough. And yeah, I'm shockingly surprised. Everything came up the way it's supposed to. I wasn't thinking it was going to, but by God, it did. So, Jason, $3,000 to your name. You've had a few seconds to breathe on it. This right here shows, yes, it was a hard-fought match there, but it shows why you were the longest reigning champion of any game show in MVG Productions history, that you were able to do what you did.
I want to know what the word is. I thought I still am.
No, you still are. You just haven't got to the next win yet.
Yes. Here, I'll change my wordage. Is. You is.
Yeah, I is.
Is you is or is you ain't the champion?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Is I is or is I ain't somebody's baby. Anyways.
Yes, you will continue to be the champion when season 2 comes around in 2029. So, but I'm sure at this point, between the fact of being so excited of winning, exhausted by how hard of a game that was, and the fact that it's 2:55 a.m., you're probably ready to get to this bonus game in Fluffy, right?
Maybe possibly could be yes.
All right, let's do it. All right, so Jason, here we are. We get to see that beautiful board. We have got 9 numbered boxes there. If we look behind them, we have got dollar amounts. Those dollar amounts range from $100 to $500. We have also got the words Tic and Tac up there. And unfortunately, Brandon's favorite old pal, Fluffy, is there, ready to take it all away from you. But of course, if you can find $1,000 or more, or the words Tic and Tac in either order as we get into this here, then you are going to be able to win $50,000 in bonus cash. And as fantastic as that is, if you can find Tic and Tac in your first 2 selections in either order, we will double that, and you're going to win $100,000 because we save the best for last, baby. All right. So, of course, with that said, there's only one thing to say. Hey, Fluffy, should play. All right. Everything is hidden. You're, of course, welcome to ask anybody that you want to for help, or you can go at your own.
Start with 3.
All right. Box number 3. That's Fluffy's comb. Let's hope all the knots come out here and it's looking good for you. Seamus, how about box 3? There's Tic.
Here we go again.
So that means the $100,000 is open to you. Now, I've got to ask, because standards and practices tell me to, and because I don't want to get bitched at again tonight like I did last night. So, Jason, do you want to keep going, or would you rather stop and just have to wonder?
Why stop now? Let's keep going.
He's going to keep going. So, the lights are on you here, sir. If you find me Tac, $100,000 is yours. Go find it.
Would they dare do the same combination from before? Number 8.
Box number 8. The Dirty Snowman. It's also where Fluffy likes to go and hide, which I believe inside of that cave there's lots of dirty snowmen, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
We're going to hope right here that there is a Tac and $100,000. What a way it would be to take us out of here tonight. Seamus, are we going to make history? Show us. Nah, 150. All right. I thought we had something. All right. You got 150. You can walk away with that right now if you want to, or you can continue on your journey to try to win 50K. What are we doing?
Keep going.
All right. What box are we going to next?
Number 1.
All right. Box number 1, top of the charts. Hopefully it's going to be you giving Fluffy the symbol of number 1 and not him doing it to you. Seamus, we'd love to see Tack. Show us. Oh, 500. All right, now we're talking. 650 in the center pot. You can walk away with it right now if you want.
Keep going.
He's going on. What's your next choice? There's 2 boxes up there that'll make you a winner.
7.
Number 7, Fluffy's cane. For those that were watching last night on the Barry and Enright Cup, number 7 was where Fluffy took the cane and just popped the shit out of the person playing. Let's hope he doesn't do it tonight. Let's hope instead there's a tack for that tick. Seamus, show us box 7. There's 250. All right, 900. So here's the good news. There's 5 boxes up there right now. 4 of them make you a winner on your very next selection. 1 of them sends you home or underneath your desk, whichever place you're going. But you can walk away with $900 right now and not even have to worry about it.
Why stop now?
Why ask why when you can try Bud Dry? Where are we going?
Exactly. All gas, no brakes. Number 9.
Box number 9. We know all about that. That is the gas pump. We're going to try to put some gas in the car. Hopefully it's not too expensive, so we can ride out of here a winner. Please don't let it be Fluffy. Seamus, do we have a winner? We do.
Yes.
Woo. Congratulations to you there. $50,000 is yours. When we add that together with what you got in the front game, $53,000 is what you are going to walk away with here tonight. That is one hell of a way to have a big winner to finish up a fantastic stream. So congratulations to you there. Thank you for being a part of that. Now is going to be the time, of course, we're going to do a little dragon finder. And we're going to get into that right now. As, of course, I'm going to go ahead and call my good, close personal friend, Mr. Brandon Scruggs, over. He's going to find himself behind that podium. And he is going to take a shot at winning some money here. So if you can find the dragon right here, Jason, or excuse me, I'm still going on Jason. Brandon, I'm going to give you 250 Tic Tac cash. So there it is in the pot for you. If you don't find it, we're going to add 50 to the pot. All right. So where's Fluffy?
All right. Given the status of this board and how late it is, he's lazy, didn't want to do anything. I think he's still in the middle, box 5.
All right, box number 5. Let's see if he's there, or are we continuing on? Seamus 5. There you go.
Nice.
Nice, quick and easy. All right, well, of course, for standards and practice purposes, we're going to reveal that board. Let's find out where that tack was. Right underneath. If you would have went for 2 of your 3, you would have won the big stuff. Ah, man. Oh, that was great. That was great. Well, we are going to take one more commercial break here. And when we come back, myself and Brandon, we're going to put a nice little bow on this thing right here on the remembrance of Wink Martindale. All right, everybody, back here on Tic Tac Dough. Well, we've had a day. That's what I'm going to say. I don't want to say we've had a great day. We've been able to have a fantastic celebration of the life of a great man from all accounts, not just someone that was out there being a celebrity, someone that was truly a great human being in general there, Brandon.
That he was, and as much fun as we've had, this is sadly for a reason that a lot of us lost a hero today. I mean, he will always be in our hearts and our memories, but physically, as being here on this earth, he is no longer with us. As the great late Wink Martindale passes away today at age 91.
Yeah. The man had many great years here. He had a wonderfully long relationship with his wife. He had a wonderfully long relationship with all of us out here. And to say that we are thankful for it would be a understatement. He brought so many of us, not just great years of television, but I know that I can speak for both myself and Brandon and many others here in MVG Productions. He helped us grow up and find a love and a passion for the genre of game show. And I think in a lot of ways gave it a credence that they were still trying to regain in that time when Tic Tac Dough had returned.
Yeah. And we'd like to thank all of you who've stayed up very late with us for this tribute. And normally this is the point where I would tell you to like and subscribe for everything. But today, I actually would like to send you somewhere that's still very special to us because there's a lot of great content there. Wink Martindale himself had a YouTube channel that showed a lot of the unaired pilots, classic episodes of a lot of his series, and shows that that most thought were lost to time, but have now resurfaced and been digitized and are able to be viewed for your viewing pleasure over on Wink Martindale's YouTube channel. I've left the link in the live chat here, so it should be pinned to the top of the screen. So check that out. Go watch them and leave your condolences and your well wishes for Wink Martindale's family and all of his friends and family who are missing him on this April day.
That's right. And on that channel, I had actually just checked it before we'd went on air tonight, and there was actually a new episode that was actually put up and when I say today, on the day of his passing, April 15th. But as Brandon said, again, thank all of you for taking your time out and being willing to stay with us late. We're sorry that we came on so late, but everything happened, later in the day, and then it took time to get this all put together. But I think we put something together for you guys that was really great. I know myself, I'm so glad that, I've got people here that care about this genre, care about the people that we've grown up with, to the point that I was able to just get in touch with them at 9:30 Central Time and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Let's put Monopoly off. So for those of you that do keep up with Monopoly, I will say we will be back with that as soon as we have an opportunity. Keep your eyes, as always, on the channel, and you'll see when that comes. But you're going to, for the first time, get to see the credit roll here of the new Ryan Morris Tic Tac Dough, and this, when it was developed now a couple of years ago, it was kind of a thank you from me to all of the people in MVG that I've been able to be connected with and that have helped me and continue to enjoy this game show genre that all started, I would say, 35 plus years ago, getting to watch Wink Martindale on Tic Tac Dough. So, Winks, thanks for the memories. And with that, we bid you good night.